be adored by workers near and far. Be my little drone, honey. You. Hello, chat. Oh, gods, again. I really should have. Give me love, but you're as good as dead. Hi, Zach. Hi, Bendy. Hi, Ace. Hello, everybody. Hi, Big. The game is alive, I promise. Before it's over, I'll capture your heart. I'm in honey, stay a little while. I just feel like it, I'll be like I've been beguiled. I'm not your baby doll, but I can make you smile. No nectar, sweeter, sweetie. I'll drive you wild. Okay, let's go. Let's figure out what we're doing again. We gotta return back. We gotta return back to the goddamn ferry again. Oh, Gwongish. Will we play some drum dear high? All it's monotony. I'm barely alive. I want to outshine the stars in the sky. Oh yeah, hold on. Our daily gacha. Venture coffer. I got metallic yellow dye. Nice. Fairly certain I have. That's in what's it called? Ooh, oh, I like that. I like the wing. I don't like how metallic or like silver base it is, but it's not bad. We might keep that. I'll pay the price if you deny me my honesty. When did I get this? I don't remember when I got this. But your hat, oh guts again. I really should have said, give me love forever just because. Queen bee, honey. Alrighty. Pause. Queen bee, lovely. I love you. Pause. We don't need your music right now. Cease. Alrighty. We're gonna pray. I'm recording again. Okay. Hi, chat. We're gonna pray that I don't crash again. It's the next day. We're gonna pray I don't crash again. Whoops. Audio. Okay. Oh, did I just say no? What did I just say? God damn it, I used the wrong motto! No! It's okay. It is okay. Okay, so I didn't get to see the ending of this, so we're rewatching this entire thing again. I'm not gonna voice this entire thing. That's not happening. We are just gonna go through this. What the fuck's wrong with this dude? Oh! What's that? Who's that? Who's that Pokemon? I'm gonna be so real. I remember this already. Yes. Are you dealing with a headache right now, soldier? Me. Yep, I'm dealing with a headache right now. I like that my hand is not even on the floor, by the way. Again, that's very silly. Why is my hand not on the floor? Oh my god, bees! Thank you for the 105 stream streak, by the way. Steer. Ooh, okay, there we go. V-Bridger's back up. Mother, they're all like good people, I promise. No, my favorite golden child is telling the truth, of course. Hi, Bunny. Bunny, when are you gonna stream? You going for Kefka? I cannot. Oh, dude, I do not want to see this part again. 8:45 CST? Bet. Such power, such beauty. From the Lord of Leviathan himself. Alright. This is more or less where I ended off before the stream killed itself, I think. Right? Somewhere around here. Bang! Oh, I hate these stupid echoes! So this is a blasphemy, eh? I can see what all the fuss was about. Have your wits about you? Good. If you can fight, now is the time. Right. Psh! Strike now, my queen. Send the shore walkers and their honorless leader to her death. Whoa. Ah, we're all electrocuted now. What's happening? I can't feel my legs! My legs! Oh. Psh. Why, Mother? Are we not your children, too? Oh my god! The noise is crazy! That is definitely not the blood splatter that I just heard right now. Damn it! We cannot weather another blow like that last one! Oh! That's the captain! I was wondering when the captain was gonna show up and be relevant here. There's no one who has a good enough shot like that. I still don't know what in the seven hells just happened, but I'll be damned if I'm going down without a fight. Steady. The beast is feeding on our aether. Will not survive a head-on attack. Lendenel, yeah, Lendenel, Odo. Or Ode? Oda? Hmm? Remember the company's stratagem when faced with an overwhelming odds. With overwhelming odds. Hmm. We're leaving! Retreat! Retreat! Let's get ourselves the bloody hell out of here! Who was that? Wow. I mean, at least we know where the location of this place is. Oh, hi. Very detailed. Very detailed character. Hi, I'm back to, normal. Oh my god, you scared me. Shh, the other beasts we faced also once my spawn brothers. I cannot bear the thought. Damn it all! We'd have better luck holding back the tide. How goes it, my friends? Is what I would normally ask, but judging from the muttering, cursing, I gather it did not go all that well. We barely escaped with our lives. To think the damned beast had the power to stop us in our tracks. Literally. What do we know about the creature's origins? Was it once a Sahagin, as you suspected? Mayhap the echo afforded Lady some insight. Yes. So it's actually the mother that you guys were like talking about, Noel, and you know, yap, and that kind of thing. Dao's villainy knows no bounds, sowing seeds of despair in our queen mother's heart that she might transform into that monstrosity. If she was the first to turn, then there was nothing deliberate about it. Still, it's clear that his words served as a catalyst. If we kill the blasphemy, it'll be tantamount to killing the Sahagan's queen. That's not going to endear us to them one bit. Shh. I cannot turn my spear against the mother who birthed me, let alone take her life. Out of curiosity, did anyone see who fired that shot? Were it not for them, we'd all be dead. I know not, but we must formulate a plan, and quickly. My scouts tell me that the blasphemy has left the island, and now roams the open sea. Never mind, we don't know where the hell they are. I will order them to continue the search. In the meantime, we must find a means to overcome the beast's formidable offense. Leave that to us. Time and again, we've used our wits and experience to triumph over the longest odds. To defeat your enemy, first you must know your enemy. Tell me, Commander, what do you reckon was the most valuable knowledge we gleaned from our initial encounter? That blasphemy was the Sahagan Queen transformed. That blasphemy has the power to absorb aether. The blasphemy has the power to absorb aether. I concur. Now that we know that how the beast disables its foes, we can use this knowledge to devise a proper defense against it. But that is not all we have learned. While the blasphemy can maneuver through the water, it also frequents caves and the like. Our best chance of defeating it would be in such a place. Our only chance, I dare say. I will send scouts to identify any and all large caverns and coastal areas that could serve as shelter for a massive creature. To ensure the safety of our people and to have any hope for peace with the Sahagan, this is a battle that we must win. All your strength and wisdom will be needed in the days to come. Dismissed. Psh, hello, Shorewalker. I do feel bad. It is definitely something that is like, how do you go against your own mother kind of situation, you know? Come, let us share our findings with the Maelstrom. Right. Moving around at the speed of sound. Why am I slightly lagging? Is that what was happening? We don't have our performers here anymore. New day. Now that we have seen what the blasphemy is capable of ourselves, 'tis more plain to me than ever that it must be slain. Reach out to all trade ships entering and departing Limsa. Inform them that any sites of the blasphemy are to be reported to Maelstrom Command at once. Understood, but given the beast's ability, how do you intend to overcome it? I trust that the company of heroes and Lady, experienced primal slayers, all will find a way. And yet I would leave no resource untapped. There is one more whose expertise I would call upon, if he would agree. Even Wiskat is at a loss as to his former commander's whereabouts, but mayhap Enzar could offer some guidance. No doubt you are still fatigued from the battle with the blasphemy. Pray rest while you are able. When we are ready to take further action, you will hear from me. Till then, take care. Okay, so this is how we deal with the fact that we saw the blasphemy so early compared to the other like role quests. We're not fighting it, we're just continuing to abate our time. Ah, lady, I wish I had better news for you, but the blasphemy continues to elude us. Speak of the devil, we're about to get an alert saying that we found them. Can you hear me, Commander? This is Wiskat. I have no idea how we might take down the blasphemy. I have an idea on how we might take down the blasphemy. Meet me in Coastal del Sol as soon as you are able. Well, that sounds promising. I'll tell the Admiral you'll be away for a bit. Godspeed and stay safe out there. Okay. Coastal del Sol. Give me the, what's it called? The beachy episode. I can't wait till the summer events happens. Apologies for having you come all this way, lady. Ever since our encounter with the blasphemy, I've been racking my brain to finding a way of dealing with its deliberating attack. Sadly, I've come up empty-handed, but my companions fare no better. That's when I started thinking, if only our finest was still with us. He always had a knack for noticing what the rest of us missed. His eyes were so sharp, he could spot a foe's weakness with a single glance. It's thanks to him that we were able to slay both the Leviathan and Titan, and live to tell the tale. The rub is, well, he's a bit eccentric, and yes, I know you could say that about all of the company members. But unlike us, he prefers to work from the shadows. Truth be told, I've not seen him since the day we disbanded. I doubt he'd help his old comrades even if we asked, but an order from the company's acting commander would be a different story. In our heyday, we had a way of reaching him. Whistle at the forked road, and sooner or later, he'd show himself. Didn't matter when, winter or summer, in broad sunlight or the dead of night, he'd always be watching from afar. With any luck, he still is now. Fork on the road? But I've rambled on enough. Go on now. This may be our best and only hope. Alrighty. Let's see. Where go? There we go. Here I was, enjoying my retirement. Ah, why do you have to go and bloody whistle? Hi. What's up? I'm human. You're not. Call me Lawrence. I'm the captain's resident sharpshooter. At least I was in my day. No need to tell me who you are. I've been watching you for quite some time. So you know who I am. Don't get the wrong idea. I'm just curious how my former mates are faring. Not as curious as folks were about me, though. First Whiskad, then old Miss Beard himself. Ha! As if those codgers could ever catch me. And now Eorzea's storied arrow summons me forth. No need to say why. You're going to ask me to help you take down the blasphemy. Yes, of course. I'm not asking you, I'm ordering you. Have you forgotten this duty? Have you forgotten the duty of the strong? Have you forgotten the duty of the strong? Huh? Never could refuse whenever someone trotted out those, acne words. So tell me, acting commander, what specific duty would you task me with? I trust you do have a plan. I need your sharp eyes to be able to tell what we can figure out from how to defeat this blasphemy. So you need a way to neutralize the beast's most potent attack. I can tell ya like getting up close and personal with your foes, so you'd be needing support from a distance. Who do you suppose might be best suited to that role? Meryl Webb and her twin muskets could handle the job. The twin muskets are close proximity, isn't it? You, of course. Damn right. My eyes are among the keenest in the realm, and you've doubtless heard from Whiskad. In pure marksmanship, none in Limsa are the Admiral's equal. Yet Merowub is ill-suited for a supporting role, not for lack of skill, of course, but rather, come to think of it, there's something you should know. Follow me. I was gonna say, isn't her guns just straight-up shotguns, essentially? We're going here? This way? Nope, that path did not lead us up like I thought it was gonna. Yeah? Why are you taking me up here? Yeah, weird double barrel muskets. Quite the view, wouldn't you say? I often come here to admire the sea. If you would, indulge me for a moment and I'll spin ya a yarn. Just try not to doze off. Back in piracy's golden age, the League of Lost Bastards ruled the Rotonno. I was one of them, as was Merylweb. We were led by none other than her old man, Blowfinims? I never understand these names. Blowfish, the most feared captain of the High Seas. Feared by his enemies, that is. Stern and unforgiving though he was, he took me under his wing and showed me the ropes. He was like a father to me, to us all, till that fateful day. Was in the year 1562 of the 6th Astral Era. Lominson merchantmen were struggling with the nigh constant raids by the Sahagin. Around this time, Blowfish had yielded the day-to-day leadership of the bastards to Merylweb, his pride and joy. She was still growing into the role, though, and everyone knew the old captain was still calling the shots. Old Blowfish had a noble streak, he did. Ordered us to defend the traders from the fishbacks. Merylweb led the effort, and we fought day after day to keep the seas safe. Leviathan? The fighting was fierce, but we always came out of it in one piece, until we didn't. Until after a skirmish, a Sahagin survivor, with his last breath, summoned forth the Lord of the Whirl. The great beast toppled our mast and cracked the keel like an egg. We clambered aboard the merchant men as our own ship sank. Not to do, but wait for the end. But then, Blowfish and his bleeding flotilla out of nowhere to pull us out of the fire, and he did. The League of the Lost Bastards would never be the same again, for even though we escaped with our lives, we soon discovered that Captain Blowfish, our iron-willed, unwavering leader, had fallen under Leviathan's thrall. Leviathan's thrall, specifically? Of course, in those days we didn't know much about drowning or tempering, didn't know what to make of our captain as he grew more haggard by the day, his words devolving into crazy rambling. And one day, he vanishes, taken off with half our men. Not long after, a band of pirates calling themselves the Serpent Reverers began taking prizes in the Indigo Deep alongside the Sahagin. At their helm was none other than Captain Blowfish, who'd cast his lot with the fishbacks. Merylweb knew what had to be done. To her credit, she didn't shirk from the deed. She acted quickly, sneaking off undercover all night with a skeleton crew without so much as telling me. Of course, that didn't stop me from stowing in myself in the cargo hold and joining her on the voyage. She was none too happy to see me at first, wanted to leave me out of it, she said, but seeing as I made myself known when she was struggling to fend off a horde of rivers and fishbacks, it wasn't hard to win her over. Her twin muskets fell one after the next, as my sharpshooting kept her safe from afar. We cut a path to the center of the isle. It was there we found Blowfish, or rather the miserable wretch he'd been reduced to, all bone, with skin shriveled and a tangled mat of white hair. Eyes bulged from his head like a fish as he prayed to the Lord of the World. God. Merylweb challenged him to a duel, and a dim memory would have flickered in his drowned mind, for he accepted. And so, with only me there to witness it, Merylweb ended her father's life. The League of Lost Bastards would have lived up to its name if it weren't for Merylweb. She assumed full command and restored us to our former glory. Not long after, she triumphed in the Trident and was named Chief Admiral of Limsa Lominsa. I often think back upon that day, seeing her charge into battle, muskets blazing. Might seem reckless to some, but that's how Captain Blowfish taught her, and she knows no other way. That's why I made it my job to support her from the shadows, and it's a role in which I'll happily serve again. I owe that much to her, old man. My only doubt was whether you, my friend, were worthy of commanding me, but watching you from afar has answered that question. I tell Whiskat that and the rest of my no-good companions that Lawrence stands with them. Take it easy, my friend. Alrighty. We go back. We go back over and be like, yo! We got the goods. We got the details. I am so looking forward to the summer event, dude. Summer event was so nice. Oka, I got the best gaming news today. Is it Mom of War? Oops, I went the wrong way, but it's okay. Did Lawrence show himself? Also, yeah, I did hear about the Toy Story games being ported. Mama, Dada, boy looks fine. He did. And he says he supports us. Ha, now that's a surprise. I had some hope your words might reach him, but never did I imagine he would agree so readily. Just one thing, lady. I'd appreciate it if you didn't mention Lauren's involvement in the company. Landenel in particular. They'll find out soon enough regardless. What do you mean? At any rate, this gives us new hope in our battle against the blasphemy. All that remains is to set the snare and lure the beast into our clutches. Our scouts are on the lookout for the creature as we speak. If the latest reports are to be believed, we are drawing ever closer. And with that, I'd best get back to it. Can I trust you to report these latest developments to the Maelstrom? Then, till we meet again, Commander. I'll see you later. But yeah, I did hear about the whole Toy Story games being ported. That's nice. Hold on. I don't think I have ever told you, but high-key, Toy Story 2 is like my favorite movie of all time. Hey, listen, it's a good movie. It's a good movie. I don't think, like, if we think about it, right, the movie is a little hectic regarding, or like the movie's like 3D aspect doesn't really translate well in modern day anymore, but the movie and the story and like the aspects of like the storytelling and the like lessons that get brought up from Toy Story is really nice. And I think that it is something that we grew up learning, and it's so nice that we grew up learning it, because like these are like things that are like important, you know, and it helped develop us especially. The search for the blasphemy continues, though I understand you've been carrying out an entirely different investigation. Yeah, we managed to find a couple of people is all. A marksman by the name of Lawrence, eh? The Admiral will be pleased. Of course, we won't have much call for his skills until the blasphemy is found. Rest well and prepare yourself as necessary in the meantime. Lawrence, why does that ring a bell? Alrighty, let us end this to calmer seas. Despite our best efforts, the blasphemy continues to elude us. For the time being, we are about to get a link pearl. Sorry to interrupt, but I have an incoming communication with Whiscat. Are you able to learn about getting link pearls before a link pearl actually hits? Like you're able to see that someone's about to call you before you get the phone call? Commander, we've snared ourselves a blasphemy. We've our erstwhile companion Riol to thank, knowing that the creature was once the Sahagan Queen. He kept a close eye on the spawning grounds. Sure enough, he spied a massive black shadow moving beneath the water not long ago. After receiving word, Shamani Lomani directed the Maelstrom warships in the vicinity to herd the beast with cannon fires into the Sestasha Sergrot. Isolated as the Sergrot is, we can engage our foe without putting the small folk at risk. Any words for your men, Commander? Company of Heroes assembled. There's no way we got a freaking Avengers Assemble joke. The duty of the strong is to protect the weak. You don't have to tell me twice. I've been aching for a rematch. Rush in blindly, it will go as poorly for you as it did the first time. Ha! Knowing you, I'm sure I'll show you up just in time to see me deal the killing blow. Or you'll show up just in time to see me deal the killing blow. Now, can we not save our vitriol for the quarry, which I've lured to the perfect spot, now that that is now waiting patiently for all of you to put it out of its misery? Psh, psh, psh. Brave flocks, gobbies, boom, blast over, big blasphemy over into bitty pieces. Goodness, I can't speak right now. A motley crew you'll never find, but will serve you well when the battle is joined, believe you me. This is Meroweb. I will ready a warship at once. Assemble outside the wench once you've all seen to your preparations. So the time has come. I shall pray for your victory. I shall pray for your victory. Okay. Gotta go over here. It's aged as hell, but I'd happily rewatch it any day of the week. Alright. Ah, lady. The others should be along soon. Alright, let's go. The blasphemy is still contained within the Sahagan Grot, or Sea Grot. There it will meet its end, navigator willing. Psh! Would that my brothers and I could join you in the fight, and yet, blasphemous though it may be, that beast was once our mother. I understand, Noel. Forgive us for what we must do. Were there a means to reverse the transformation, we would do all in our power to bring your mother back. Sadly, there is nothing left of her to save. For the future of the Sahagan and Limsalomits alike, the blasphemy must be laid to rest, and when the deed is done, I would bring your brothers, even the crushing tide, aboard the great ship we call Vilbrand. I do not want to slay your mother, but this thing she has become, a mindless beast who would enslave and kill her own, is not an affront to the memory of who she was. It is not her. It is not. Remember this always. You must. She's speaking from experience. I will not ask you to shoulder the burden of Mechside. When the time comes to strike the final blow, I will do the deed. Shh, Admiral, all you say is true, and yet... Commander, I've sighted a group of fishbacks, crushing tide most likely, heading straight to the Sea Grot. You'd best make your way here, and fast! Time to move out then. Any words for your men before we set sail? Don't go dying on me out there. Today the blasphemy falls. Today the blasphemy falls. You've grown into this role quite well, haven't you? I like being leader. But enough talk. It's time to show the realm that the company of heroes hasn't lost a step. Yeah. We'll stand a better chance of slipping past the crushing tide if we split up. Lady and I will go together, while the rest of you take a different route. Let us brook no further delay. To Sestasha. Going back to Sestasha. That's crazy. Shh, my queen, I beg of you, pray show your loyal son mercy. This is really depressing. Also, we are actually in the final area for Sestasha. Oh, he's dead. The Indigo Beast. I guess there's just no way of going again, going about it. The crushing tide would never have proceeded. It's Tao, or what's left of him. We never would have been able to continue with him as the headfold, as the headstrong for us. Speaker Tao, why would our queen do such a thing? It's as the shore walkers say, what we thought a blessing is in truth a terrible curse. Shh, the horror. We must away at once. Oh. And leave the shore walkers to face our queen mother alone? No, I will stand with them. You mustn't sully your hands with the blood of your mother. Go and be with your kin. Go! Aww. Shh. Forgive us. Forgive me. When Oak asks for more blood. I wasn't expecting this. Okay, are we getting the... hi. I was beginning to think you'd wander off a cliff, Lawrence. Must you say it like that? I prefer to think of myself as fashionably late. You're so... Oh my god. You're so fashionable, that's crazy. Alright. But enough talk. It comes. What an actually cool character that we very much are only getting for like 2 quests is wild. Alrighty. Okay, we're gonna get struck down. Here it comes. We're counting on you, Lawrence. Leave it to me. No enemy's weakness escapes my eyes. Just one shot here and... boom. 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 Okay, make what the fuck is this thing called? Machinist look cool. I've genuinely forgotten it. See how easy that was? I reckon you can do it too, acting captain. Aim for the weak spots. Oh. That trick of yours won't work on us anymore. Ain't that right, acting captain? Okay. Is that all you've got? Time to put you out of misery. Kind of did the wrong thing. Also, goodness grief. Over here. Oh, for fuck's sake. There's no way you just made me go this way. Oh my god. My children! Where'd it go? Best be wary. There is no end to them. Prepare yourselves! Whisk, reporting for duty. Aye, now the real funs begin. Now we're getting somewhere. Let's finish the deed. God. Merylweb's abilities is like real fucking strong. Holy shit. See, now we have a tank, so now I don't have to tank this. Let's give everybody a battle litany.
You're in my sights.
It comes. Okay. I love that this is just a giant ass party here. The blasphemy is absorbing their aether. I have a bad feeling about this. Absorbing its aether. Is it? We'd best finish those beasts off quickly then. Why is my damage not doing anything? Goodness. Whisket, defend us with your blade. Am I wrong? Was I not supposed to be in there? What? Hold on, what? Oh, for fuck's sake. No, we're proceeding with normal. Wait, was I not supposed to be in there? You missed the snapshot? What snapshot? They said for him to do something to defend the blade. Why did I need a... I'm so confused. Damn it, that was probably like the ending too. That sucks. We'll edit around that. It's okay. It'll be just an oops and then redo this fight. Alrighty. This is the second time I pressed the wrong button. That's very funny. I swear to God, this dude. Again? Oops. Sorry, I pressed the wrong button. Not him using provoke is so funny. This guy's about to die. Hello? Okay, so I just never got that buff because I was a second too late. Down for the count. Ugh, damn it! That's enough Aether to go blasting this entire island. We'd better work fast. Shh. We stand with you! Ah! Hi! Noel came back. Wait, so as do we for the future of the Indigo Deep. Aww. heal, and out. In the crushing tide, let us stand as one, my friends. Aw. Weed ballistic. Sorry, I just looked at the ballistic right over there.
The winds favor us.
The wall's gone. Now's our chance to strike. Now's your chance to shine. Oh, they're limit breaking.
I will not yield.
Marrow limit break. Nah, just a normal attack. Bum, 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 bum. Let's go. Sit up. What a cinematic shot. I will not ask for your forgiveness, but this I promise. You will be remembered for the mother you were. Psh, Admiral, I have no words. Our queen mother returned to the depths in eternal slumber. With your strength, you could have crushed us easily. Why did you spare our lives? The beasts and blasphemies are born from the despair in our hearts, but no more. I would break that cycle. Though Tao may have been blind to it, I believe in a future where Sahagin and Lominsan live in harmony. Even after losing who she was, your queen made for your spawning grounds, and it is there she drew her last breath. When your next queen is crowned, know that she will have a safe place to raise her young. Once you have selected a suitable location, Limsa Lominsa will recognize and honor your claim. A promise for which we are grateful, Admiral. But what of the other peoples of Vilbrand? The kobolds are open to the idea. The details will need to be negotiated, but I am confident we can reach an agreement. Sahagin, kobold, and Lominsan alike yearn to abide in peace. We can make it so. Psh, I have never fought alongside shorewalkers before, but I must say, it felt good. We have fought our neighbors for generations. It has won us only suffering and tragedy. I beg of you, lay down your spears. I've lost their voices entirely, but it's kind of funny here. Psh. It will take time and effort to bridge the gulf between our peoples, but bridge it we shall. Why are you sneaking off? This is so Hildebrand behavior. I dare say we have a lot of talking to do as well. Don't we, Commander Lawrence? Lentinel, if you'd just allow me to explain. He's about to get smacked, dude, with a bunch of bear hugs. Let's be off before they drag us into this mess. Right. Mika, by the way, good morning. I hope you're having a good time. He's about to get all the gobby cheese he could ever ask for. That's very true. Hi, Joker. Lawrence is about to have a field day. I can't believe you're back. Perfect timing, acting commander. I was gonna say captain. Perfect timing, acting commander. You must save me from this bloodthirsty bastard. Well, Lawrence, let's hear your excuse, and it had better be a good one. Why in the seven hells were you skulking about in the shadows while we did all the dirty work? Huh, like you lot would be any happier if I'd showed myself sooner. I can hear your whining now. What you think? What? You didn't think we could handle this on our own? I'd be bloody furious regardless. Don't think I'd forgotten what happened, or rather, what didn't happen on the day of our duel. Even though the future of the company hung in the balance, I waited and waited and waited some goddamned more, and still you never turned up. But I've got you now, and I will have satisfaction. Given Lawrence's penchant for late arrivals, I couldn't help but worry too. To say he cut it fine would be an understatement. And not by choice, as usual. My scouts observed him roaming near Costa del Sol not long ago. It would seem our commander's woeful sense of direction has not improved in the least. I'm honestly surprised you never realized, Lendanel, that was to blame for his extreme tardiness, that the commander did indeed arrive at the agreed-upon location for your duel, after the sun had risen and set a half-dozen times. Navigator, take me! Shamani, you promised that would stay between the two of us! Ah, Brox Flox, you have a kind word or two for your old commander, don't you? Psh, shh. Commander Lawrence, Commander no more. No command or new commander, friend to gobbies everywhere. Does many sweat works for gobby kind. And there I thought you were too much of a coward to face me in battle. Come now, Lendanel. You know me better than... Oh, no. We're going to spill blood right now. Then it's settled. We fight here and now. On your guard. I knew it. Huh? Put that thing down, I say. You could hurt someone with that. Come off it. Fine. Not the sulk. Hard to believe he was once the glue that held this merry band together. That's right. If you haven't yet realized the obvious, Lawrence is our former commander. Forgive me for not stating it so plainly sooner. I didn't want you to think we doubt your leadership. I mean, I figured. He's got his quirks, but as you saw, he's a force of nature on the battlefield. I understand. Anyhow, I think we can all say that your stint as acting commander has been a rousing success. Now I reckon it's about time you gave your final order. Psh, shh. Commander of Heroes, band break once more? Brave Flox never liked parting with gobby friends. Here, I may have my complaints, but when we're together, a good fight's never far away. You hardly need a company or commander to get you that, and should Limsa again be imperiled, there's nothing stopping us from rising to the occasion. Till then, you're all strong enough in your own right. Why not serve the weak in your own ways? No. Him, no. Alright, let's speak with everybody. Well, let's speak with Lawrence anyways. It's time for you to do what I once did. Give your men their final orders and send them on their way. Alright. You've had quite the turn of duty. Sorry. You've had quite the turn of duty, but all good things must come to an end. Any parting words before we go our separate ways? Let the company of heroes be disbanded. Give Gegero my best regards. Give Gegeruju my best regards. Huh, finally, I can enjoy some semblance of peace again. At least as much peace as a man can enjoy waiting hand and foot on the Lord of the Coast of the Soul. It may have been rough sailing at times, but I rather enjoyed serving under you, acting commander lady. It's very funny to be called acting commander lady. I know lady's the name, but it's very funny nonetheless. These are the moments where having lady as my first name, it gets very silly. Well, you've something to say? Let's hear it. Let the company of heroes be disbanded. Return to the whalers and keep the murdering to a minimum. Return to the whalers and keep the murdering to a minimum. See this rain? It'll downpour harder if you disobey me. Ha! As if I needed you to tell me. Well, enjoy the diversion. I know as well as any that my true place is in Gridania, leading a respectful life. You may not have been the perfect commander, but 12 as my witness, I hope to fight by your side again. Farewell. What do you mean I wasn't the perfect commander? Did I make a mistake with you? Hello. I await your orders, Commander. Look after the you, brave nun. I have responsibilities, a tribe that wants for my guidance and protection. I can ill afford to tarry here much longer. Nevertheless, it is with some regret that I take my leave. For all their faults, of which they have many, they are my companions, and I will miss them. You did die in duty field. Okay, listen! Huff. Well, let's hear it, Commander. You owe me a bottle of your finest batches? Indeed, indeed. I mean to return to Wineport as soon as I've tied up a few final loose ends here. Speaking of wine, I've always preferred the older vintages, left to sleep in their barrels for many a summer. For many a summer, they come out tasting better than ever. One might say the same about our own company. Ta-ta. Brave Phlox, my love. Psh. Brave Phlox wants busy work. Brave Phlox awaits Uplander's lip flaps. No more cheese wars. Please. Shh. Shh. Brave Phlox feels heavy heart, but accepts Uplander's bossy words. Brave Phlox had good times and happy feels with Goblin friends, but good times will come again, and when they do, new boomsticks will bring blasty doom with much fastness. Bye-bye! Alright, Lawrence. Also, okay, you were right, the Mom of War looks great. It does look great. I think it looks fantastic. It's something I'm willing to consider playing for sure. Nah, Brave Fox, go commit Cheese War 3. No! Lurk in class off on home. Goodbye, wandering! And on that note, I ought to be on my way. Slipping away again, are we? You are a creature of habit. I resent you for it at the time, you know, but I think I understand now. Better to shun fame and not serve as an example for glory seekers too eager to fight and too quick to die. You're overthinking it. I'm a creature of whimsy, a man who lets the tailwind carry him where it will. But more importantly, this new age belongs to new blood. I've had my day in the sun. If you succeed in brokering peace with the Beastmen, there'll be no need to worry about primals, and the company can go into permanent retirement. And then I can say I did right by the old man. If you hadn't been there for us both, I don't know if I could have pulled the trigger. Thank you, Lawrence. Brother. Bah, I did nothing. It was you who shouldered Captain Blowfish's burden, and that of the entire league. I'm sorry, Merowub. I know it hasn't been easy for you. Huh? But I dare say you've worked hard enough. Maybe us company folk aren't the only ones in need of a retirement. But I've said too much. Lawrence holding his tongue. Gods, you have changed. But yes, my greatest test as Admiral still lies ahead, as we steer the great ship Vilbrand towards a new future. Heh, you truly are your father's daughter. I owe my thanks too. Dare say you did almost as good a job of keeping my men to task as I could have done. No problem. Call it a hunch, but something tells me our paths may cross again. But forgive me if I carry on like I've never seen you before. Not unlike my old friend, Mistbeard. I prefer to keep my past in the past. Did they really set it up so that if we see him again in the future, we literally will not remember him? Wait, hold on, pause. Is he a part of the machinist? Is he a part of the machinist? Like, job quest? Is that what this is? And like, this is preemptively being like, yo, by the way, you didn't do machinist, so I'm not gonna remember you because this definitely happens way later. Is this what this is? I'm actually genuinely asking. Is he a part of the machinist quest line? Because this would make the most sense. Nah? Oh. Is he? I don't recall. Okay, I'm guessing, right? This is me guessing that, don't answer this. I'm guessing the aspect is because this is optional content. If he's not a part of the machinist job quest at all, right? Then my guess is that because this is optional content, he will show up later, either at the end of Endwalker or maybe Dawn Trail, probably end of Endwalker realistically. And he will not act like we know him, which doesn't make sense because it should at least there should be a continuation for this if we did this, but whatever. Okay, I like the only logical explanation for this conversation is if he was a part of machinist, but whatever, I don't know. All right, and with that, I'm off. Take care of yourselves. Bye. It's soaking and I am literally drowning in my boots. Goodbye. No. The blasphemy is no more, but we will never know lasting peace until the crushing tide agrees to lay down their arms. It will be a daunting task, but as we saw in Sastasha, they are not beyond reason. I will do all in my power to see that your efforts and the sacrifices of my brothers were not in vain. Psh, forgive us. Even after being freed from false gods' thralls, still we clutch to our hateful beliefs. It was easier to hearken to Speaker Dao's every word and turn a blind eye to the harsh truths, easier and cowardly. I will return and speak with my brothers of the crushing tide. I will tell them of our Queen Mother's sacrifice and the vision of hope you have shared with us. I ask only that you give us time and trust us to make our own decision. You have my word. If you would not be averse, let us return to the spawning grounds together. Adventurer, I have no more words to express my gratitude to you. I will repay you the only way I know how, by doing my part to usher in an age where Shorewalker and Sahagin stand as one. All right, take it easy. All right, Marowelb. Let me sit properly. Just us now, it would seem. Ever since we achieved a measure of peace with the kobolds, I pray that this day would come. Though it is, of course, only a beginning, negotiations must be held, and words exchanged in earnest will invariably lead to flared tempers and bruised egos, but such things always accompany meaningful progress. The history of Vilbrand is one of bloodshed, and we have the power to change our ways. After all, it is clear we are united more by our similarities than we are divided by our differences. I will share what I have seen of the Sahagin with my fellow Lominton and listen closely to their doubts and concerns. For it must be a harmony not foisted upon them from above, but one which they aspire to of their own free will. No doubt Noel and his brothers feel the same. Again, you have come to Limsa's aid, my aid, at a time we needed it most. When we next meet, I hope 'twill not be as admiral and adventurer, but as friend. Mayhap trading war stories over ales at the Wench. Of course. Well, for now I must return to my duties. Drafting reports and decrees is hardly the most exciting part of my role, but it is a necessary one. If you happen to pass through Razathan, pray share our exploits with our delegate there. Doubtless he will be interested to hear your first-hand account. Of course. Retirement, hey? One day I will lay down these muskets of mine for good. But not yet, father. Not yet. A good story. And the fact that it's raining is kind of like in its own symbolic way. You know? Especially for Limsa. Very nice. Very nice. Oh, there's like a party here. And with that, we are concluding our melee DPS. Alright. Roll quest. Done. These roll quests are a little tedious. I am not the biggest fan of continuously going through and dealing with I am not the biggest fan of going through and continuously dealing with yap on yap conversation like this. But we live and we go through. 3 down, 2 more to go. And I'm very excited to see the Ishgard one at least, so. Lady, you return. Pray tell, what news from my homeland? We have gotten quite successful here. Extraordinary, and a chance at peace with the Sahagin. These are heartening tides indeed. Without a doubt, you have helped to dispel the pall of despair that once hung over all Vilbrand. Our people now bask in newfound hope. I must share the news with the others. Full glad will they be to hear that the threat to Limsa Lominsa is no more. Thank you again, my friend. You can now dye the job-specific gear for level 90 melee, etc. More than loss. Now, we're doing Doman and then we're ending on Ishgard. That is what I remember. So we are going to do physical. So we are going to do dancer and we are going to switch here. Going to do dancer here. We will end on Ishgard. We start with Gridania, my very first home. We end on Ishgard, my current home. Also, Izo, that is a crazy Yan emote. That is Yan, right? I'm not being silly. Oh no, that's definitely not Yan. Sorry, my chat box made it look completely different. Hi Izo, I hope you're doing good. So welcome in, welcome in. Random chipmunk, that's crazy. We are so Yan coded is the real statement, actually. Alrighty. Seeds of disquiet. Do mine eyes deceive me? Lady! Lady! Oh, thank the Kami! Lord Hien has requested assistance in the resolution of a most urgent matter, the hunt for a fell beast believed to be a blasphemy. Though we have made great strides in ensuring the safety of our people, we fear even our finest shinobi will be no match for this enemy, for it commands the skies of Doma. But as your talent for striking down foes at a distance is beyond compare, I can think of no one better to aid us in overcoming this adversary. It would be my pleasure. Oh, Kami be praised. I shall inform Lady Yugiri that she may receive you at the Doman Enclave. Safe travels, lady. Sorry, I just realized he's been calling me lady this entire time. That's funny. Sorry. Lady! Sorry, that's even funnier than, what is it? Admiral Commander? What is it? Admiral Commander Lady? That's what they were calling me? Lady squared. Lady squared. You're here. Me stressfully going, huh? Also, it's very funny that we're gonna go and see Yugiri when we literally see her currently in the, we currently see her looking at all the otters in the Golden Saucer right now. Very silly funny. Huh? Sorry, what did I just read? Uh-huh. Totally not spam message. I fully just went, so, is Onga here? Wait. Let's take a wild guess. Nope. The boys are not here. Unfortunate. It would have been really funny if we had the A rank here. Okay. I don't know why I stepped out of the Dome and Enclave. I remember I saw that we had the... Oops. I saw we had the mark here, but I forgot that it's not... It doesn't show us having the mark in Dome and Enclave. Whenever there's a thing, we don't have it here. Alright, go back. Lady squared is a funny thought, though. Genuinely. Alrighty. Yugiri! Hello, my love. It's been so long. It is good to see you, lady. When we received word that you of all people had answered our call, I could scarcely believe it. Yet here you are. How are you, my Aura sister? Lord Hien will be pleased for this reunion. If you would wait here a moment. Well, that the kami should guide your steps to our door once more, and with such fortuitous timing. Didn't we just see you at the Golden Saucer? Didn't I just see you at the Golden Saucer? Touché. It's good to see you, Hien. Pray forgive me for not affording you a hero's welcome, but time is not on our side. Not long after receiving word of men transforming into hideous beasts in Thavnair, a similar creature was born of a woman in Isari. After attacking another villager, it took to the skies and fled, though to where we know not. An all too cruel twist of fate, for the one slain was among the prisoners returned to us in the deplorable exchange with Asahi and the Empire, just when they had at last begun to piece their life back together. No, this blasphemy must be stopped. Alas, our foe is wont to keep to the skies, well beyond the reaches of our samurai and shinobi. Thus did we seek the aid of those proficient in ranged combat, able to pluck the beast from the skies. Sorry, from the heavens. Of course, martial prowess alone will not solve our problems. Others have turned into weaker, but no less gruesome abominations, as was the case in Thavnair, and their numbers increased by the day. From what I understand, the phenomenon is not unlike a sickness which spreads by feeding on fear and anxiety. Emotions which, of late, can be found in abundance. Slaying the beast mean nothing if the people's hearts cannot be put at ease. Lord Hien! Goodness grief. You have to help the villagers! They... Sir, please, calm yourself and tell us what has happened. Right. Another has been turned into Namai, my lord. For a blessing, no one was harmed when the beast flew into a rage, but the people are in a panic. I fear what may happen next. Oh no. It would seem we have even less time than I thought. Worry not, we will see to the beast. As of yet, there is no cure for this affliction, but we will save what lives we can, I promise you. I trust you are ready to join the fray. Right. It was last seen near the glittering basin. Come, I will show you. The beast was right here, I swear it! I thank you for leading us here, but it is not safe. Please, return to your village. Goodbye. We should split up if we are to have any chance of finding it. Lady, would you see to the west? I will search in the north. Yugiri, I leave the east to you. If you find it, remember, these blasphemies are no longer people. They will not hesitate to strike you down, so you mustn't neither. Now, let us not waste any more time. Right. Okay, the mount specifically... I know it's like right next to us, but the mount specifically for here realistically should actually be, well, Ixon. It should be the Yule one, right? Yeah. Should be this one. So this will be our flight for this area. What is our traversing walk, I wonder? What do we get as a mount for when we're walking around? Okay. Find. Ah, here. Nope. There we go. Are you all right? Are you all right? We heard shouting and came as fast as we could. It would appear Lady arrived not a moment too soon. Why? Who was it? Why did you kill my brother? Huh? Your brother. Young man, that creature was not your kin. Not anymore. Had you not laid it to rest, it would have killed you and countless others. But if your heart cries out for one to blame, let it be me. The beast was slain at my behest, for it was the only way. No, no, you're wrong. You killed him, murdered him. I hate you. I'm surprised that kid didn't immediately turn from that conversation then. Elliot? Issei, what are you doing here? Yeah! It's my boy! Searching for Tonbo, though clearly you found him first. The monster was his older brother, as you may have guessed, and Tonbo gave chase the moment it ran off. Also, let me just pause real quick because I realized that some of you guys might not have been here when I was doing Stormblood, right? I know this is Issei, right? The funniest thing is he looks exactly to a T like my D&D character's partner. And so every time I saw this dude, and he behaves the exact same way, genuinely. So like every time I saw this dude, I was just like, oh, it's Elliot. Because that's all how my head was. It was like, oh, it's literally just the same freaking character. He is the exact same character as my D&D character's partner. So my brain is just like, oh yeah, it's my partner. It's Elliot. So that's the whole lore bang on regarding. Sorry, that's the whole lore shebang regarding why I called Issei Elliot. Smiles, thumbs up. That's your little lore tidbit. And speaking of which, as a reminder, my D&D character is the original version of LadyOka, or rather, design and story-wise, the original version of LadyOka. So, I beg you, forgive him for his outburst. His brother was all he had left. Their father was conscripted by the Empire and was regrettably not among those returned to us in the recent exchange of prisoners. The hope they might one day be reunited was their only comfort when the Viceroy was still ruled. I can only imagine how they felt when she walked into Isari, a shadow of her former self. Suyu may have had no memories of the monster she was, but her victims still see her in their dreams. Nevertheless, like many, the brothers prayed your mercy would see their family restored. But then they learned of her death, and of their father's absence. Deprived of hope and of hate all at once, they had nothing. My apologies for rambling. No, no, it was a rather enlightening tale. I spared the woman who brought him pain, and took the brother who brought him comfort. I would hate me too. I swear I will set things right for Tonbo, for all the people of Doma. Please, return home, Issei, and be safe. Of course, my lord. Good to see you, lady. Bye-bye. Let us return to the Doman Enclave. This ordeal has given me much to consider. Waka 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 waka. Good night, Hedge. Good night, Mr. Editor. Let me look. What's a mount for this area that would make sense? That is like a moving mount. I guess technically speaking, this would be the walking one. Walk, 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 walk. I will put them to work. They will work for me. Oh, we are so far away. What the hell? When did we get here? Yeah, this is fun. This is funny. Walk, 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 walk. Walk, 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 walk. We're gonna make them work. Good night, Hedge. Also, hi, future Hedge. Good to know there's another husband out there. I know, especially because my D&D campaign isn't, like, going anymore, right? To me, it makes me happy to be able to... it makes me happy for me to see, like, another form of a character that I actually genuinely love dearly. So, it does make me happy. The squeaking of them is like crazy to me. Goodness grief. One day I will get the golden version of this. One day I will have enough gil to willingly purchase the golden version of this. That day is not anytime soon. Yep, yeah, ba, 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 ba. Yep. I owe you a great debt for your timely assistance, and an apology, for I've made you an executioner in young Tonbo's eyes. Would that I had been the one he witnessed cut down the beast his brother had become. But we hadn't time to dwell on regret and what should have been. No, we need to take action, and after hearing of Tonbo and his brother, I believe I know what must be done. A great many of our brothers and sisters were returned to us in the prisoner exchange, but even so, there are those who yet remain lost to us. Meanwhile, Yotsuyu, who was directly responsible for much of our people's suffering, was never held to account for her crimes. In death, she claimed vengeance for her own suffering at the hands of her brother, but it came at the expense of justice for her countless victims. The people of Doma have every right to resent me for failing them and their grief, but what of those who cannot bring themselves to do even that? Who are left alone with their anger and their pain? It may well give way to despair, and then they would share the same fate as Tonbo's brother, yes. Which is why we must needs consider who else might share in his anguish, ere we find ourselves beset by more beasts. I will begin making rounds of the villages to inquire after those whom their neighbors believe are more distressed of late. Very good. I and the other shinobi shall continue our search of the blasphemy which set these events in motion. And you, my friend, we will have need of your talents again ere long. Rest assured, we will keep you appraised of our findings. Alright. When the kami answer. Lady, we have yet to ascertain the whereabouts of the blasphemy from Isari, but for a blessing we have received no reports of others that have turned. Lord Heian First Part has made a concerted effort to go about the villages and converse with his subjects directly. I suspect his constant presence has served to allay the people's fears. As one might expect, he has ever been dedicated and diligent, but I fear he has been away overlong. I thought to go and visit what should have been his last destination. Sorry, might I ask you to accompany me? Of course. Thank you. I am glad there is no cause for concern, but nevertheless, I should be glad to find him quickly. Okay. Off to... sorry, we gotta go to Yanxia. It would be faster for us to fly to Onokoro, honestly. And since we're flying... So B rank here. Doesn't look like we had the A rank there. Can't see, obviously, if there's a A rank under the sea. It's good to be able to use the mounts that make sense for these areas. Are we all clowning around here? Why would we be clowning around here, Miles? Answer me that. Lady Yugiri, my apologies if I gave you cause for concern. Assessing the state of affairs here in Isari has proven difficult. To put it simply, the people, one and all, refuse to speak with me. They simply bow their heads and turn away at my approach. Knowing the blasphemy originated here, I cannot help but wonder if that has aught to do with their silence. Perhaps you could attempt to engage with the people in my stead. Surely they have no cause to deny the two of you. I should hope not. Nevertheless, I will don a disguise, lest I draw undue attention. Come, lady, let us see what we can discover. Thank you, both of you. I want to see what Yugiri's disguises, though. My static wants to go dancing, but we're also still doing reclears, so it's been a debate. I think taking a moment to go and try and dance wouldn't be the worst case scenario, but then again, I don't know how muscle memory works for these kinds of situations, you know? I owe a great debt to Lord Hien. If not for him, I would still be fighting under the Imperial Strand, but the village suffered dearly under the occupation. What's more, our lord failed to punish the Viceroy for her crimes, and failed to reunite many with their loved ones. I understand why some would think poorly of him, even if I do not. Kami-faring villager. A blasphemy? You are mistaken, my friend. Our village was visited not by a monster, but a kami, Izanami. Where Lord Hien is cold and callous, she offers a boundless compassion and love. Huh? Oh no, not this again. They think that she's a god? Aye, that's right. The blasphemy was born of a young woman here in Isari. Tragic, really. Every day she prayed for the safe return of her husband, but it was not to be. If I am to be honest, I fear the loss drove her poor mother-in-law mad. Kisei has ever been a devout believer in the kami and their blessing, but she's somehow convinced herself that Minato has become one. The delusions of a grieving parent, obviously, but an alarming number of people have come to share in her belief. Hearsay is what it is. That's a problem. That's a huge problem. Oops. Ah, that's the disguise you had. They think that she's a kami. I see. Little wonder they would refuse to confide in me. The belief held by some of this blasphemy is a kami, however, is quite concerning. Izanami presides over life and death. She gave birth to the nation of Doma and ushers souls of the departed onto the land of the dead. I trust you understand what it would mean to deny them a source of hope in such dark times, even one such as this. The villagers also claim this Kisei could speak with the dead. In fact, she will be holding a gathering to demonstrate her power ere long. A perfect opportunity to gauge the extent of their fantasticism. Or fanaticism. Not for me, of course. My presence would draw undue attention, but I ask you both to attend in my stead. Of course. Her followers will be gathering in the tavern. Come. All right. An aura, too. Oh, spirits of Isari, I beseech you, lend me your voice and let your presence be known. Cross the veil and be among us once more. Ah. Akitsu. Father? Huh? Still tending the nets like I taught you. Yes, Father, every day. Thanks to you, we never want for fish. Our bellies are never empty. I am proud to be your son. I was always too embarrassed to tell you before, but I am proud to have been your father. May you be ever blessed by the sea's bounty. It hurts! Father, what's wrong? He is in terrible pain, my child. Those who have cheated death's design yet live. It has disrupted the natural order, and the spirits suffer for it. Uh-huh. What must we do to ease their pain? Fear not. Kizanami shall put all to right. Oh, goodness. She will claim the souls not long for this world and deliver them unto the hereafter, for her work is finished. Your father's spirit and all the others will find peace. Can you find my father? Can you help me speak with him? Kise, can you commune with my husband? What about my family? Help me, Kise, please. I think we've seen enough. Ian? So is Kise's ability all that she claims? A young man spoke with his dearly departed father through her. I found that rather hard to believe. Even so, those in attendance appeared quite convinced, my lord. And I suspect a great many of the villagers I spoke with recently are as well. Everywhere I went, the people were in so much pain, and there was nothing I could do or say to give them solace. Yet for all their anguish, there has not been a single report of villagers turning since the incident with Tonbo's brother. I mean, I guess in many ways it's specifically because of hope. They have hope that they can speak with their beloved. So why would they have despair over it? Which can only mean word of Kise and her ability to speak with the deceased has spread. The belief we can commune with our beloved ones in death is a comfort far beyond my power to provide. Though I fail to see how the people would abide the kami claiming innocent lives to restore order. Yeah. She comes! Izanami! The blasphemy. Here! Let's go see. Waka, 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 waka. Lord Hien, the kami, she appeared as if from nowhere, and in the next instant this poor man was... He's gone. So we were too late. Oh, is this the guy who cared for Hien? Yeah, I spoke with him before in Isari. Wasn't he one of the villagers returned from the prisoners' exchange? You recognize him then? Curious that he and the blasphemy's first victim were former conscripts. What could the fiend be after, I wonder? It does not become my lord to speak ill of the kami. I understand you are come to investigate the rumors of a monster born in our village. A blasphemy you call it, but you are sorely mistaken. My daughter-in-law, Minato, was chosen to serve as a vessel for Izanami. I witnessed her ascension with my own eyes. And I'm gonna get the truth. Or what she saw. Minato, please. I can't. I won't. There's no logic in it. No justice. The Witch of Doma spared, given a second chance, and my husband condemned to die as a conscript. I'll never know what became of him. Lord Hien can't even give me that. And when I look at the families whom he made whole, at their happiness, I feel the hole in my heart, the gaping wound that would never heal, begin to bleed. Ugh. Only at my beloved's side will I find peace. You mustn't lose faith, Minato. All will be well. Trust in the kami, in Izanami. Does she fall off the cliff and then quote transform? And that's how she believes it? I want to believe, but... Ah! Oh no, she just transforms in front. Oh my god, that's the S rank in Calusia. Yeah, that's just the S rank in Calusia. What the heck? Izanami has come to bring peace to the souls of the departed, to restore balance between their worlds and ours. Surely you would not dare defy the will of the kami. This balance you speak of has claimed the lives of two innocents, but recently returned to us. I will not accept that the kami would condone such cruelty. Cloud of Darkness rig? No crueler than the sight of Yotsuyu free and forgiven, while my husband and son fought Garlemald's war, now dead and forgotten in a foreign land. With all due respect, Lord Hien, is it not your duty to protect Doma and her people? How are we to place our faith in the man who places the enemy's safety and well-being above that of his own subjects? Only the kami are deserving of our adoration, as they have always been. Which class is this role quest again for? Physical ranged, specifically. The villagers are no doubt loath to ask it of me, but preparations must be made for burials and funeral rites. I can offer that much at least. You seem distracted during our conversation with Kisei. Is something the matter? I saw what happened. It is a blasphemy. That is what happened to her. The echo. And the blasphemy was indeed born of Minato. To bear witness to such horror, how her mind must have struggled to comprehend what she saw. And as a woman of faith, perhaps her only surviving family becoming one with the divine was the only reality with which she could come to terms to. I believe I know now what must be done, but I pray her fervor does not drive her to oppose us. Come, let us return to the Enclave. Alright, let's go to Dome and Enclave. Bum, bum. The Ruby Sea music always like stresses me out because man, Ruby Sea is so difficult to scout for. From what you told me of your vision, the nature of Minato's despair as well as the focus of her ire is clear. To explain, she was a good-natured and kind-hearted woman, grieving for the loss of her husband. This loss alone may not have been enough to turn her, but my failure to hold you to account, together with the sight of other families reunited, compounded the turmoil in her broken heart. A path to despair paved by my good intentions, a truth that will weigh heavy on my conscience until my dying days. Minato was prepared to die in sadness rather than live in hatred. If she could see the beast she has become, she would implore us to stop her, which is why we must find the others who were returned to us in the prisoner exchange before they come to harm. Once their safety is assured, we may hunt down the blasphemy and bring a close to this tragedy. Alright. Thank you, Hien. Goodbye, Hien. Alright. We will continue this in just a second. I'm gonna go get myself some food because I'm really hungry. Okay, chat? So give me a second. I will have our 3-minute ad break hit a little early, but it shouldn't be too bad. Okay? Yukiri, my beloved. Yukiri, my beloved. Yes. Alright. I will be right back. Okay, my lovelies? Give me 1 second. I'm back. My sister made sinigang, and I am so happy. Because I love sinigang, so... I'm checking mail letters. Kiwok is enjoying being able to play as Y'shtola. Give me a second, chat. I am enjoying soup for a second. Warm soup makes a very happy Oka. Okay. I back had to go to Grandma's place. Oh, I hope Grandma's place was okay. Okay. I have soup. Very happy. And now I get to continue. Home no longer. Lady, if you are come to ask about the blasphemy, I have naught to share. As of yet, our shinobi have seen no sign of the beast. The returnees, however, are all accounted for, and Lord Hien has seen them safely to the Kien Khan. As such, he is presently assisting with the hunt. For a blessing, there have been no reports of other villagers turning, and yet, before the situation takes a turn for the worse, there is a matter I feel warrants further investigation. Kisei. Though a villager of Isari, I suspect she may, in fact, hail from my home, Sui no Satoshi. Yeah, maybe because we're Aura? Looks at the horns. Knowing they would be loath to answer my inquiries, I entreated the Kojin to contact Sui no Sato in my stead. To hear tell of it, Princess Kuranai has made great strides in establishing strong ties with the outside world. At mention of Kisei, however, their cordial warmth turned strangely cold. If we are to learn more, I fear we'll have little choice but to go and speak with the people of Sui no Sato ourselves. A simple visit for you, I imagine, but my banishment complicates matters. That said, it has been many years since I left home. Were I to disguise myself, I might well go unnoticed in your company, if you are willing to take the risk. You can count on me, dear. Thank you. Let us make for Onokoro then. Okay. Let us go to Onokoro. Okay, just want a company to play with her dog. That's fair. I hope you had a good time. Alrighty. Gotta go here to the pier. Hi, Yugiri. Is this your disguise? No. Oh, it is. The garments I wore when we first met. Sufficient, I think, to conceal my identity. Yeah, it is. Goodness, it's been so long. How many years has it been since I last saw home? How many years has it been since you last saw your parents, too? I am a shinobi of Doma, but even as a child, I sought to ensure the safety and survival of Sui no Sato. I was quite bold in those days, if not a touch reckless, and together with the other children, I often ventured beyond the borders of home. We yearned for adventure, and so one day we sought to behold the wonders of Doma. Imagine our horror to discover a city of ruin and ash, imperial soldiers marching through the streets. We fled at the sight, but in my haste, I lost my way in the bamboo groves. It was there I first met a young boy named Shun, a sweaty mess as he swung his wooden sword with reckless abandon, training to fulfill his duty as a samurai, he said. Having seen the destruction of which the Empire was capable, I too felt the need to protect my home. I joined him in his exercises, and every day my resolve to protect those I love grew. Sadly, my elders refused to listen. They were content to remain hidden beneath the waves, and hopefully the Empire's notice. With a heavy heart, I left in search of the strength I believed we sorely needed, and I found it as a shinobi. But the people feared war and conflict would follow on my heels should I return. I do not begrudge them their decision, nor do I regret mine own. Part of me is overjoyed at the thought of seeing home again. Openly defying the wishes of the Ruby Princess, however, would bode ill for my family. They have suffered enough for my transgressions. That is why, for their sake, I would remain naught but a faceless shinobi at your employee. Of course. Thank you. With that in mind, let us make for Sui no Satoshi, or Sui no Sato. Ah, you giddy. All these years, yet naught appears to have changed since the day I left. But now is not the time to reminisce. We have work to do. Kisei's departure from Suino Sato was likely decades ago. Perhaps the village elders will know why she chose to leave. Alright. Kisei? The name sounds familiar, and yet... Apologies, friend. My memory is not what it once was. Let us seek out another. Let's go up then? Maybe? I do love Shio. I haven't seen him in a hot minute. I haven't really been in this part of the place in so long. This part of Ruby Sea in so very long. Okay. Careful, Elder. My, it has been quite some time since I last heard that name. She was a former priestess of the village, banished from after drawing the ire of the former Ruby Princess. What has become of her after all these years, I wonder? Please, is there anything else you can tell us? Unagi was quite close with her, if memory serves. Perhaps you should seek her out. Alright. Mother, I had hoped to avoid my parents, but if there is no other way, Lady, might I ask you to take the lead? Of course. Alright. We're gonna go talk to Yukiri's parents, who she hasn't seen in a very long time. And her father here, too. Hello. 'Tis good to see you again. To what do we owe the... sorry, let's try and have it like this. 'Tis good to see you again. To what do we owe the honor of your visit? Okay, that was pointless then. Smiles. Kisei, yes, we were close, but that was a long, long time ago. No. Still, if I can be of assistance to the woman to whom we owe so much, I will share all that I know. Kisei was born of a family of priests, and even at an early age, she was possessed of extraordinary abilities. Much was expected of her, but everything changed the day she said she could speak with the dead. No one believed her at first, but she continued to insist she could, and strove to prove it by demonstrating knowledge well beyond her years, knowledge of events to which she could not have been privy.
Word of her talent eventually reached the Ruby Princess, and she was summoned to Shisui of the Violet Tides for a private audience. No one knows what Kisei said to her in that palace, only that the priestess was incandescent with rage and ordered her exile forthwith. Some believe Kisei revealed a terrible secret of the royal house, or perhaps spoke a blatant falsehood that proved her a liar. Indeed, the knowledge she claimed to divine from the dead was not always truthful, but who is to say the dead would know the truth or not seek to deceive? Thus, could we never be certain if it was simply a fantasy or a power divine? The one thing that is certain is that no small number of people found comfort in her words. Would that I could tell you more, but sadly I have not seen nor spoken of Kisei since her banishment. Forgive me, but have we met your companion before? She looks familiar. I can't. I would love to, but it's not, that's not my place. I believe this is the first time our humble shinobi has visited Sui no Sato. Is that so? For the briefest moments, you reminded me of someone quite dear to my heart. Being a shinobi, I presume you have heard tales of Yugiri Mistwalker. Should you chance to meet her, may I ask you to deliver her a message? Tell her that her mother and father love her, that we could not be more proud of her. I wonder, does she know? I will. I have no doubt she feels the same. Not a day goes by without you in her thoughts. Oh. I believe we have heard enough. Shall we return to Onokoro? Right. They don't get a moment? Besides this? Ah. Shame. Ah, fresh air. Sorry, I looked over and was very confused with the email I just saw. My apologies for placing you in so peculiar a situation. I must confess, it did my heart good to see mother and father well. All the more reason I must do all that I can to keep the peace, as a shinobi of Doma, no, as a member of the Eastern Alliance. Mayhap there will come a day when Sui no Sato opens to the world, a day when Yugiri Mistwalker can be reunited with her mother and father. Would that Lord Hien could be afforded the same opportunity. But Lord Kaien and Lady Minna have long since passed, two of too many lives lost in the Imperial occupation. No. I cannot imagine he would ever succumb to despair, but make no mistake, Lord Hien knows the pain of his people all too well. I can see it in his eyes, and if I may be honest, it troubles me at times. But perhaps I have said too much. Come, we mustn't keep him waiting. Back to the Dome and Enclave. Oh. Welcome back. I trust your journey proved an enlightening one. Yes, it quite did. We learned quite a bit of information regarding her. So she does in fact hail from Suino Sato, and you say she has possessed these divine gifts since childhood. Genuine or no, the people believe her, and more flock to her side with every passing day. But the returnees are safe at the Kiin Khan, its defense is bolstered. As for the blasphemy, I have spoken with our Confederate allies, among others, and together we will establish a network of contacts across the length and breadth of Doma to take up the search in earnest. Mark my words, we will find it. Thank you, Hien. Goodbye, Hien. Yugiri, the devoted daughter. You've arrived not a moment too soon. The blasphemy has been sighted on the coast. For mercy, there was no reported casualties as of yet. Hi, I'm here to say there was a casualty. Just the woman I was hoping to see. No sooner had we cast wide our net than a Confederate messenger was at our door. If you would join us, Rasho awaits our arrival at Onokoro. Of course. Good soup. Rachel. Well now, that noble lord of Doma should come in person once again. Yep, these blasphemies truly are a threat. Indeed, they are. And I was told you and yours sighted our quarry quite recently. Aye, that we did. Near the islands of Shoal Rock, the beast appeared to be docile by all accounts, but appearances can be deceiving. If it is as you say, and this blasphemy has eyes only for former conscripts, then we have naught to fear. I trust those we accept into our care are still in yours at the Kiin Khan, enjoying the finest dominant hospitality. The weather immediately growing, like, dark is crazy, by the way. I know not why it came to the Ruby Sea, nor why it remained idle, but if we act quickly, there is a chance we can make it unawares. I propose we divide our forces. If you're willing to go ashore, we'll take a ship and circle about the islands. The first to find it will have the honor of the kill. Excuse me. Ha, a simple enough plan. Shall we be off to Shoal Rock then? Guys, I don't think you guys understand how very difficult this blasphemy is. Please do not think you can kill it in one swoop. It took like 20 of us to kill one the last roundabout we just did. Ian. This is where the blasphemy was last sighted. If the fates are kind, this will all be over soon. Yeah, the strong wind current does not bode well for us right now. Ah! It's very injured. Or at least, I mean, like, it's perceived to be, with the bandages and everything. Oh, it ran. How do we stop something that flies away from us? Damn! Such speed. I doubt even my falcons could keep pace with it. Bah, don't tell me that's the blasphemy flying off into the distance. I hope the ill will it bore me in. I hope the ill will. Hold on. I hoped the ill will it bore me in life might compel the beast to stay and fight. Perhaps less of Minato remains than I thought. Minato! The monstrosity was Minato? You knew her. Her family tried to flee to Hingashi during their occupation, but their ship was raided and sunk. When we happened upon the wreckage, she was huddled between her parents on a piece of flotsam, desperate to keep warm, but they had long since grown cold. We took her to Onokoro, where we nursed her back to health. Couldn't imagine what horror she must have witnessed. The mere sight of our weapons was enough to make her start screaming. She was clearly unfit for our trade, so we sought a village that might take her in. Isari was that village. Several months later, I chanced to meet her on this very beach. She was in the company of a young Ora fisherman. I knew at once she had found more than a home there. I saw them here many times after that. She found something comforting about this place, I think. According to the reports at Rattatan, the memories and desires of those who turn can influence their behavior as blasphemies. Then perhaps Minato's memories are what compelled the beast to come here. That would also explain its timid nature. Minato was never one for violence, and the sight of you, blade drawn, no doubt stirred what little of the woman remains in the monster. If that is the case, an assault on the Kian Khan is unlikely, guarded as it is by our samurai. But how are we to fight an enemy so quick to flee at the first sight of danger? Robbed of her parents, her husband, and now her life, I would rather we didn't have it at all. But I understand full well the risk we take by doing nothing. If we catch sight of the blasphemy again, you will be the first to know. Perhaps next time we can put her soul to rest. Right.
Peter patter, Peter patter.
There is naught to do now but bide our time. Come, let us return to the enclave.
Come on, silly little otter. Let's get out of the water and return to the enclave. Come on, the water. Okay.
Ah, and it's pouring rain here. Hold on. For just this moment, let's go with the actual one that is very... This is the one that I like having here. And I just lose my umbrella in the rain. God damn it. Given what we have learned, it seems likely that the blasphemy will return to Shoal Rock. That knowledge will avail us not if we cannot prevent it from escaping again. Oh! Oh? Oh, goodness grief. Why are you all here? Lord Heian, on behalf of the people of Isari, we come with a request. We welcome you with open arms and open hearts. What is it you would ask of me? Those returned to us in the prisoner exchange have been granted shelter at the Kian Khan. Yet, that they yet live is an affront to the Kami's great design, and the spirits of our loved ones suffer for it. Balance must needs be restored, and so I beseech you to render them unto the goddess in Izanami. You're asking us to give them back and sacrifice them is crazy. Or give them to you to be sacrificed is crazy. Ma'am, you're out of your goddamn mind. 'Tis not our place to pray for the death of others, nor draw steel to sate mere bloodlust. When I take a life, be it by command or by my own hand, I do so not in service to vengeance, but to uphold my duty to Doma and her people. How did your mercy for Yatsuyu serve your duty? How were your people made better by the sight of her walking free? For her crimes and her cruelty, I cut her down the day we took Doma Castle. I sought to kill her, and by rights she should have died then and there. But the kami willed otherwise, and returned her. Sorry, but the kami willed otherwise and returned her to us alive and bereft of her memories. With no recollection of her deeds, it would have been Tsuyu who faced punishment, not Yotsuyu. This was my judgment, and for it you were denied the justice you deserved. You have every right to resent me. But you come before me and ask that I sacrifice men and women whose only crime was to suffer, to be condemned to a life of servitude. If you truly believe your cause to be sacrosanct, believe yourselves fit to bear the burden and swing the sword, then step forward. Sophistry and lies. They were meant to die. The spirits demand it. Are these the words of the dead, or the living who yet mourn? I don't know who's speaking. Oh, Gosetsu? Oh my god, I wasn't expecting Gosetsu to actually return to us. And he's still shaved-headed. I really wasn't expecting Gosetsu to return to us here. Word of the Isari priestess and her gifts has spread far and wide, and I thought to see the truth of it myself. By coincidence, I crossed paths with a traveler hailing from the self-same village, who had a mind to return as well, but alas, could not. And so he bid me deliver a missive in his stead. Judging by the striking resemblance, I take it you are the young fisher Akitsuyu. Akitsu. Is it his father? This is a letter from my father. He was severely wounded in battle, but expects to make a full recovery. He's alive. But that would mean... that's so coincidental. I'm gonna be so real with you. That's such plot, armor bullshittery, you know? Surely a woman of your talent can divine a plausible explanation for this turn of events. I mean, the chances of her actually being truthful was pretty much none. But, the fact that, we get the specific person that she had, summoned, quote-unquote, is crazy. You shall pay for your contumely? Okay. You shall pay for this contumely. My daughter will make certain of that. So she was found out to be a liar. And you all, point to them, were about to condemn innocent people! So are you guys gonna burn her at the, stake or what? Burn the witch! Burn the witch! Puts hands up in the air. Gosetsu! Interesting for you to return to us again. Apologies for the abrupt and otherwise unannounced arrival. As you can see, my Lord Hien, I am returned. Full glad am I for that. Thanks to your timely arrival, we have given the lie to Kisei's claim for preternatural powers. I gather you are apprised of recent events. Aye. It did not take long to learn the state of affairs here in Doma, and that my assistance may be required. I had heard tales of Kisei channeling the dead, including the father of one young fisherman. Imagine my surprise when I saw the spirit in the flesh. He was also on pilgrimage, paying respect to the departed, and we chanced to meet in a Liberation Front infirmary. Would that we were not brought back together under such circumstances, but I am glad to see you all hale and hearty. It's good to see you too, Gosetsu. So how are you, my boy? Things okay? Things are fine now that I see you. Let them have their peace and conversation. That kind of thing has happened a lot to a lot of mediums IRL too. Oh yeah, absolutely. That's why I'm saying, mediums already get burned at the stake or anything of the like. So are they gonna do that? Because they almost condemned innocent people for her lies?
No, they're not gonna do that.
Tonbo, is something the matter? I wish to apologize, Lord Hien. It was wrong of me to say the things I'd said. You were in grief, kid. It's okay. I understand nothing can bring back my father, but I was so angry, Nonsense. Please, Tonbo, you needn't apologize. It's just, my brother was always so brave, but father's death was more than he could bear, and it turned him into that monster. If he wasn't brave enough, what chance do I have? He wanted to perform the rites for father, but the body was never returned to us, so... not that I blame you for that, Lord Hien. I understand nothing could be done. That Akitsu's father survived is nothing short of a miracle, but I fear he is indeed the rare exception. I have offered prayers at more graves than I can count. It would be cruel to give others the false hope that their loved ones might return. Yet Kisei continues to do just that, offering comfort with her lies. Attempting but ephemeral balm for wounds that have yet to heal, much like the anger some harbor for you, or resentment for the families restored while theirs remain broken. But for those like that poor boy whose hearts lack for hatred, who know only sadness and despair. Aye, they too may return. Exposing the truth of Kisei's deception hasn't helped matters. If we are to prevent more suffering, we must pursue a lasting solution. I would be most grateful for your counsel, Gosetsu. There's much I could learn from your pilgrimage. Of course. If there is aught you require, but say the word and it shall be done. It is the least I can do for the part I played in Yotsuyu's tragedy. I failed her in the end, but I will not fail you, my lord. Thank you again for your aid, lady. The day's events have given me much to consider. When our next step is decided, you will be first to know. Good to see Gosetsu back, though. Oh. Good soup. Damn, I'm seeing some big yappers right now. There's a lot of yapping happening in my crossworlds. A singular gift. Regrettably, there have been no sightings of the blasphemy since our first encounter at Shoal Rock. As Tansui surmised, it seems to fear confrontation. We for our part have tried to make good of this intervening calm. Even now, Lord Hien and Gosetsu discuss how we might prevent other villagers from turning. If you would wait here for a moment, he would no doubt wish to hear your thoughts on the matter. Lady, so glad you could come. As Yugiri no doubt explained, the blasphemy continues to elude us, so we have turned our attention to other matters we can and should address. After long discussions and much deliberation, we believe we have found a means to allay the growing malice of our people. If you would, Gosetsu. The idea came to us after considering Yang Tongbo's remarks about his father, whose body was never found and returned to Doma. Others no doubt share in his melancholy, unable to bury and mourn their loved ones as is their right. Put simply, they cannot make peace with their loss. Their anguish, if left to linger, may consume them as well. That we might provide the people of Doma with comfort and closure, we will hold a national funeral at the Swallow's Compass. Those who choose to attend will be asked to present personal effects of the deceased they wish to be enshrined there. Spirits reside in all things, be they living or inanimate, and though we may die, a part of us lives on in the items we cherish most in life. Therefore, in lieu of remains, these belongings will be afforded a place in the royal mausoleum, that the spirits of those lost to us may find their way home to Doma, and at last know peace. The announcement has already been made, and a great many people are now engaging in the difficult task of deciding which keepsake will serve as their offering. 'Tis not a decision to be made lightly, but I suspect they will have made up their mind by the time we go to collect their chosen tokens. I also hope to learn more about the departed from those willing to speak with me, for my benefit and for theirs. To break free of their sorrow, they must seek joy in the memories and the love they shared with the departed, and I will help them find it. Might the liberator of Doma be willing to favor the people with her presence as well? I doubt not that they will appreciate the gesture. Of course. Good. Yugiri, I leave the people of Isari to you. Gosetsu, might I ask you to... apologies, my lord, but there is a small but most urgent matter I must first tend to. All right. Very well, I shall not pry. Now, lady, let us go and pay a visit to the good people of Namai. I wonder if Gosetsu is going to find a token to use as a way to either say goodbye. There's two possibilities. It's either he's going to find items that will be able to say goodbye to Hien's parents, or for Suyu. Not for Yotsuyu, but for Suyu specifically. But I think the way that it's gonna go, I think it's gonna be Hien's parents. We brought up Hien's parents earlier. I think it's gonna be Hien's parents that are going to... He's going to find items that belong to them for Hien to be able to part with. Okay, this was a little bit of a disaster of a position, but okay. Right then. Before we begin, I would remind you that you need only listen to the tales of their loved ones. As an overseer of the ceremony, I see it as my duty to deliver their effects personally. Because of this, it is of the utmost importance that we keep clear of any beast that might damage our cargo. It goes without saying how important it is that their offerings are delivered in pristine condition, and it will be no good to you in a fight while heavily encumbered. If stealth or flight are not options, I must ask that you fight for us both, but we needn't worry unless the occasion arises. Now let us be off. Let's see. My husband, my dear, sweet Maroya, never returned from Garlemald, but perhaps now his soul might know peace. Please, take this painting brush to the swallow's compass. Here. I shall handle it with the utmost care. Might we trouble you to tell us more about your husband? Of course. Maroya was a kind and gentle soul. There was nothing he loved more in the world than to create. That brush never left his side, not even when he tended the fields. Any spare moment was dedicated to his craft, and he pursued the most wonderful vestiges of Yanxia. It was his dream to take us to Kugani, where he would become a famous artist, until he was conscripted. In the early days he would send drawings of the places they took him, though I know not how, but more time began to pass between each arrival, and then they stopped coming altogether. I know not in what far-flung land he died, but I pray it was as beautiful as his works. He sounds like quite a man, to hold fast to his art even when forced to endure such hardships. His soul will find peace. Of that I have no doubt. Please take care, Lord Hien. I must thank you again, Lord Hien, for this honor. My son would have been overjoyed to know that his katana would be enshrined at the Swallow's compass. Please take this. Nay, the honor is mine. I'm sure your son was a fine warrior. Aye, and so was I once upon a time. Samurai, as it happens, in service to your father when the Empire first invaded our lands. Though we were defeated, our spirits broken, my son, Motosu, was never one to lose hope. He was determined to follow in my footsteps, gave his everything to honing his skill with the blade. When I watched him train, I felt the pride I thought I'd forsaken swell in my breast, and I knew he would restore our family to its former glory. Alas. He could have fled, perhaps started life anew as a vagabond of some sort, but he bore the burden and fought for Garlemald, for fear of what the Imperials might do if he did not. It is plain he was a loving son, and a warrior true. I will care for his blade as if it were mine own, and see it given the honor and respect due a samurai of Doma. Of course. Alright, let's go up. Nope, and we're meant to go down. Oh, it was just like in this area. Tonbo! You are our final mark. Sorry, I just saw something. I realize it's quite large, but I want to offer this on behalf of my brother and our father, Suzu Shiro. If you are willing, I would very much like to hear more about them both. Ah, the rain stopped. My father, he was a carpenter. He was a good man, if a bit stubborn, always thinking about his work. The only time he ever seemed to enjoy himself was when he had a cup of sake in his hand. When my brother came of age, he took up the trade as well. It brought them closer. I'd see them laughing over drinks together, or listening in silence to the crickets singing under the moonlight. I wanted to join them one day. This was their favorite sake. I thought they might miss it. I am sure it will taste all the sweeter having come from you. Please take it easy. I realize no one can ever replace your brother or father, but if you will allow, I would be honored to share drinks with you in their stead. When you are of age, of course. Thank you, Lord Hien. This is very clearly going to encumber me. Pray help me. This should be everything. Would you join me for a short respite before our journey back? Of course. Ugh. All right. And where are you? Is this where we first met him, actually? Or are we about to go to the place where we first saw him? No. Where we first saw him was not here, wasn't it? I genuinely can't remember where we first met him. Wasn't it in Azumstep? I think it was in Azumstep. We're gonna talk about his parents here, and then Gosetsu's gonna bring the last items later. Yeah, it was in Azumstep. They put on brave faces, but the people of Namai are still racked with grief. It is the same at every village I have visited in recent days, but it is only now that I am struck with the contradictory nature of my goals. Having joined the Eastern Alliance and taken steps to revitalize the Enclave, I believed Oma was at last on the path to peace and prosperity. I still do, yet by focusing so keenly on the future, I have neglected the past that yet haunts my people. Even if they do not give in to despair and become beasts that plague our lands like poor Tonbo's brother, how are we to truly move forward if we are constantly looking back? You speak of their haunted past, Lord Hien, but what of yours? Is there not someone for whom you yourself still grieve? You speak of their haunted past, Lord Hien, but what of yours? Me? All things considered, I suppose it was only a matter of time before the subject was broached. Ha! She cuts to the heart of the matter, and the young lord, for the best, I should think. For he cannot lead by example if he has not yet made peace with his own past. Who's saying? Oh, Gosetsu. That didn't look like the way his words were normally written. 1,000 apologies, my lord. I was passing through, tending to the matters of which I spoke earlier, when I chanced to hear familiar voices in the distance. If I may be so bold, the people of Doma, one and all, understand the source of your pain. To lose your father in the turmoil of a failed rebellion, his staggering duty to the throne thrust onto you. Sorry. His staggering duty to the throne thrust upon you. How could you even begin to mourn when first you had to lead? It would behoove you to take part in the funeral rites, my lord. Take this time to make peace with your past while it is still yours to spend. Though unlikely, it is not impossible. Were you to become a monster as well, Doma would surely be lost. I thank you for your counsel, Gosetsu. But if I may ask, why is it you keep your blade at the ready? I thought this personal matter of yours to be naught but a trifle. Or am I mistaken? Well, my model doesn't allow me to remove this blade. I find the katana a superior tool for peeling persimmons. Speaking of which, I do believe my stomach begs for sustenance, if you will excuse me. Training. To help slay the blasphemy, no doubt. Forgetting that he should offer me counsel, yet refuse to heed it in kind. He is not the warrior he once was, but he is wise. Our obstinate friend. If I am to be perfectly honest, it frightens me to recall it, the moment it all came crashing down. We'd taken Doma Castle. Victory was ours. But then we looked out and saw the banners of the 12th Legion marching towards us, the Crown Prince at the fore. No sooner had Gosetsu and I escaped than we received word that Xenos had slain my father. I remember how the fight went out of Gosetsu in an instant, how he wept for his lord, while I felt the weight of the profound duty bear down upon my shoulders, crushing, suffocating, the heat of my own breath, chill of my clammy palms. But duty demanded I master my emotions, when all those around me, Gosetsu included, were consumed by anger and a thirst for vengeance. I had to be in control. Under my orders, we dispersed and fled to fight another day. To this day, I have not stopped to reflect on my father's death. How could I, devoted as I am, to find Doma's way forward? But now I must, and so having taken you into my confidence, would you see this through with me to journey's end? Of course. The keepsake I would offer up for the funeral is hidden in a place not easily reached. We will have to fly there, I am afraid. But worry not, my Yol will ferry us. Just a moment. Thank you for bringing another, Yol for me, Ian. The place we seek is Plum Spring in the mountains. Shall we? I do believe I know this. We got a conversation with Ian. Actually, I went to Plum Spring earlier. Funny enough. It is a good G-post spot, yeah. It's a good place to just be able to sit there and be calm. I kind of wish, the only thing I really wish from this place is that they had a bench. It would be so nice to have a place to sit here, you know? But in many ways, I guess it is nice that there is nothing man-made in an area so beautiful like this, too. You know? My parents would bring me here for Hanami as a child. Its beauty and serenity was such that I could forget the realities of the occupation. Indeed, some of my fondest memories of family are here, which is precisely why I chose this place to conceal the singular gift my father bequeathed to me as a child. Let me get my hands dirty real quick. Aww! Little Sun Wukong plushie? That's cute. Charming, is it not? The great auspice Kitian Dashin. Dashing, sorry. The great auspice Kitian Dashing. Cheng. Goodness gracious. Dasheng. The great auspice Kitian Dasheng, said to reside somewhere along the Dairu chain. In those days, anyone and everyone knew the tales of his prowess. Reckless boy that I was, I once even tried to seek him out, hoping he might help us. I buried it here shortly after my coming-of-age ceremony. It seemed a fitting place to both part with my childhood and offer a final goodbye to my mother. More a keepsake of mine than his, to be sure. But he was never a man of worldly possessions. Still, I suspect he would allow himself a rare smile if he were to see it again after all these years. That is precisely how I wish to bid him farewell. With a smile. It should go without saying, I would prefer it not to become known that I kept this doll here. Wouldn't want the children to grow jealous now, would we? Of course. And with that, I believe it is time we return to the Enclave. Are you smiling, Oka? Why? Why wouldn't I be? I think it's cute. And as I always say, I feel like Hien especially has a very specific charm to him that actively is something that anyone and everyone can fall for. I told you, Hien unintentionally is very himbo behavior where he is severely oblivious to romance. He is severely oblivious to romance, right? But I think that he can absolutely be with so many people just because of his kindness and his, like, compassion to so many, you know? There are yet more villages to visit and offerings to collect, but preparations are proceeding apace. Soon the people will have one less cause to be tempted down the path of despair. Of course, there still remains the problem of the blasphemy. The former conscripts will remain at the Kian Khan until it has been dealt with. We will slay the beast in due time, but before that, I would be honored if you were present for the funeral rites. Pray speak with Yukiri when next you visit the Enclave, and she will tell you more of the proceedings. Enough himbo, enough street smarts. Laid to rest. As ever, your timing is in. Hold on. I have a bag I keep smacking with my leg, and I don't want to do that. I have a bag that I keep smacking by accident. Just an empty one. As ever, your timing is impeccable. We but moments ago completed preparations for the funeral. I will inform Lord Hien of your arrival. You're here. Excellent. The blasphemy continues to shun our settlements, and I mean to make the most of the time its absence affords us. I assume you were planning to take part in the ceremony. Of course. Glad to hear it. Unfortunately, Gosetsu will not be joining us today. Well, he's injured himself, as I knew he would with his secret training, and now grumbles from the confinements of his bed. But he will be fine in due course. We may worry over his convalescences? Convalescences? I have no idea. After the funeral. Convalences or something like that? Okay, right outside of the Doman Enclave. Ew, what is that? Oops, sorry. We're in proper territory. We're about to go to a funeral. Jingle jingle. Me ringing the bells for a funeral rite.
Jingle, jingle, jingle.
Jingle jingle jingle. Ian, the villagers should arrive ere long. Then we may begin. Alright. Lord Ian, Is she going to pray for her son and husband? I apologize, my lord, for my past transgressions. I yearn to believe my daughter was a kami reborn, but you were right. She is a monster. Words can ill express my shame for advocating the conscripts be sacrificed to appease the dead. Nay, the ceremony shall serve far, far better. And so, as a humble citizen of Doma, I offer my deepest gratitude and beg for your forgiveness. Do we trust her, though? I would make an offering on behalf of my husband and son, as well as my dear sweet Minato. Throw myself on your mercy, Lord Hien. Allow them a place within the mausoleum, that their spirits may know peace. There is no need to beg for forgiveness, Kisei. Please, rise. I knew it. Honey, are you stupid? What is the genuine idea that you think that you can attempt to kill Hien? She will come for you. Oh, that's a lot of blood. Oh, is she now angry that her mother died? By the kami, she gave her life to draw out the blasphemy? Now? Here? I mean, expected, but not a great place. Honey, we're about to have a funeral. Izanami. Oh, no choice. Time to become a dancing queen. I wonder, can I dance partner one of them? Just curious. I can! Oh, that's fun. Alrighty. Let's do some prepping then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Minato holds me responsible for Kisei's death. I will keep its attention. Oh, there we go. I gotta fix where my positions are for my interrupts and my stuns.
For you, father. Concentrate.
Formidable foe indeed, but we will not be bested.
It is nothing.
Have care, the air is thick with malice.
The weave of a shinobi's power.
I can't move. Is this where Gosetsu shows up? Oh, hello? Oh, yep, Gosetsu shows up. I wonder, is this where we don't actually kill her? Oh. Interesting. Apologies for the untimely arrival, my lord. Huh. Oh. Gosetsu, what is that staff? Pilgrimage proved a most enlightening experience, and is where I chanced to discover the benefits of ascetic training. I may no longer be fit to wield a blade, my lord, but Shugendo affords me another way to turn the tide of battle. White Mage Gosetsu is crazy! Heal us! Oh. Oh my god! Stubborn as ever. I shall have to thank you later. Let us put an end to this. He becomes a white mage? The Far Eastern white mage subjob. I do like the fact that there's subclasses for these. I wonder if giving it to Yugiri will be better. We'll find out in 2 seconds. Alrighty, let's prepare. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
For you, father.
Comes for me. Perhaps a grazing shot. I am not so easily broken. I sense something's amiss. Quickly, to me! A test of will and training both. Hold fast, everyone. Again, so when are we getting this? When are we getting subclasses within each of the classes? Well done, Gosetsu. Now, I believe it is past time we put Minato's soul to rest.
The weave of a shinobi's power.
thank you for the raid, lovely! I'm so sorry. I'm in the middle of a big battle. I'm so sorry. If you guys or any of you guys need to go get, if you guys need to go lurk so then you guys are not spoiled, I am in the middle of the ending part of Endwalker right now. If you guys need to head off, then please feel free to do so. Do not worry about me. I don't want you guys to be in a position where you feel like you have to. Come on, no! Okay. I don't want to have make you feel like you guys have to stay if you guys are unable to because of spoilers. So please make sure you take it easy, okay? Nope. Oh. I will say I wish that we did have I will say I wish we did have limit break for this specific part of the fight. Oopsies. Come on, almost there. I will say hi to everybody once this is once this part has given me a stopping point. Shield everybody. Come on, it's 2 seconds. Oh, for fuck's sake. Bonk. That should be it. There we go. Nice. Come on. This is optional. By the way, this is optional, like, technically. Like, hold on. We'll disable auto. Listen, I don't know about giving prayers to her, but we'll see about that. Okay. Alrighty. Hello, my lovelies. For those of you guys who don't know who I am, hi, my name is LadyOka. I'm your comfy, cozy elf VTuber. I'm just here to have fun, bring in a warm and welcoming community and make it a little bit easier on your guys' days where I'm able to. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Tis safe to look and hear now. Just in case. Just in case. But hi, my name is LadyOka. I'm your comfy, cozy elf VTuber. I hope you're doing well. I'm hoping you're having a good day today. And thank you so much for joining us. Hugh, I hope your stream was well. Were you guys playing Final Fantasy? Also, Rafiko Tube and Joe Java, thank you so much for the follows. I very much appreciate it. Welcome, welcome, my lovelies. I hope you guys are doing well. Thank you, thank you. We were doing Great Ace Attorney. How far into the Great Ace Attorney? I was just talking Chapter 4 of Game 2. Dude, chef's kiss! I hope you're enjoying it, Hugh. Oh, I love the Great Ace Attorney so much. If you guys don't know, I did the Great Ace Attorney on my own channel, like, when it came out, as well as Ace Attorney Investigations. I love both of the games. I was actually just talking about the Great Ace Attorney, I think, yesterday. I was talking about the idea that if they were to make a Great Ace Attorney 3, is that a yes? Is that a good or a bad thing, right? Because as much as I love the system, I love the characters of the Great Ace Attorney, and in all honesty, I think if anything, if we were ever to get a trilogy from the duologies, from the Great Ace Attorney or the Investigation series, it would be the Great Ace Attorney that would do better. But I'm kind of also like, I don't know how I feel regarding, I wouldn't know how I would feel regarding having a third game, because in my opinion, Game 2 is perfect. And you will see how much I like the Game 2 is perfect. The Great Ace Attorney in itself is a perfect duology, so I don't know how to feel about if they had a third. I'm just stressfully, anxiously waiting for Ace Attorney 7. Please, we're having the Summer Game Fest this week. Please, I just want Ace Attorney 7 so badly, so badly. But we'll see. I'm glad that you're enjoying the Great Ace Attorney. It is so good. We were stunned. We got to 3 hours so fast at the court. Yes! It's so good. I want a third game where Naruhodo gets to kiss a man. We know which man he'll kiss too. There is many men he'll kiss, actually. Dude, I think it would be so nice. I also do genuinely think that the characters, the animation style, the story of the Great Ace Attorney is fantastic. If you guys don't know the Great Ace Attorney game series or franchise, like, you don't need to know anything about Ace Attorney. I'm being so deadass. You don't need to know anything about Ace Attorney as a franchise. All you literally could go into the Great Ace Attorney without any information, and you will pretty much be doing exactly fine. There's like very little things that you would be like, oh, that's a reference to something. You'll only just miss like maybe a handful of references, but like they're so minute that it won't matter all that much. I'm gonna be real with you. So genuinely, it's a good game if you guys haven't gone through it. But I'm glad that you are enjoying it, Hugh. It's so nice. We get to do the silly voices with it too. Yes, the Great Ace Attorney is such a good game, and it's a good franchise. I will forever be so happy with it. I'm so happy to have bought it as soon as it came out. Genuinely, I think I cried so hard when I saw that it got announced, because we've been waiting for so long for the Great Ace Attorney to actually become like international. So it's so nice to have it. So it makes me so happy. It kills me to have to avoid spoilers all the time. Nuclea, I will tell you this right now, it is a fantastic series. You will enjoy it, and as much as the spoilers are so hectic, you like the moment you get the opportunity to play it, it's gonna be chef's kiss. It's gonna be so nice, genuinely. So fucking true. I love all the Ace Attorney games, but the Great Ace Attorney, the Great Ace Attorney is perfection. Great Ace Attorney Game 2 is the best game in the entire franchise. Just period. It is. I had believed myself for a long time that Investigations 2 could rival the Great Ace Attorney 2, but playing the new version, or like the now English version of Investigations 2, I don't know if Investigations 2 like robbed us of like some of the character behaviors that the fan translation did, but I just didn't feel as much love for Investigations 2 as I did the Great Ace Attorney 2. I love the Great Ace Attorney 2 so much. So, shrug, I love Great Ace Attorney. I think that if there was ever gonna be a trilogy, I would be happy with the Great Ace Attorney getting a third game. I don't know how the hell they would do it, because quite frankly, it would end up being a quadrilogy, I guess? 4 games? I feel like they would end up just making 2 more games for the Great Ace Attorney instead of 1. But chef's kiss. Great game, great franchise, love it. Ace Attorney is my favorite. I love Ace Attorney a lot. If you guys don't know me, I genuinely can talk about it for years and years. And when Ace Attorney when Ace Attorney 7 comes out, you bet your ass I'm going to be screaming and crying over it. But hi, I play a lot of Final Fantasy. I'm actually going through Endwalker right now. Right now we are doing the role quest for Endwalker. You might not know it if you guys are still in the baby stages of Final Fantasy, but that's perfectly fine. You don't need to know that information. We are having a silly, funny time. If you guys want to take it easy and rest up, or lurk off so then you don't have to worry about spoilers, then please do not feel obligated to stay. I appreciate the support and the kindness, but I want you guys to make sure that you guys enjoy your experiences with it. If you guys want to join me, we are on the 4th role quest out of 5 right now. I am probably going to finish this role quest and take it easy on myself, and then finish Ishgard in one swoop. Thursday? But we're gonna see how far we can go and how much we can enjoy with this, so yes. Now, to avoid spoilers, but support where I can. LadyOka, thank you, too! I appreciate you, love you, mama. Tetralogy? Isn't that 5? Tetra? Isn't Tetra a 5? Or am I being silly? I'm not sure. Anyways, we are gonna continue this story again, so I apologize for the wait and for the yapping, okay? There we go. Penta is 5. Oh, you're right. Tetra is 4. You are right. You are so right, Nicola. Thank you. All right. Back into story. A deceiver to the bitter end, but she is still a daughter of Doma. She will have a proper burial and her family's belongings enshrined with the others. What are we gonna enshrine her, like her, as her belonging? Her knife that she tried to stab us with? Me puts my hands up. Ah. Oh, it's good to see Issei and little sis here too. I have gathered you here today not to speak of the future, but to reflect on the past, to pay respects to loved ones fallen on the field of battle. In honor of their sacrifices, these sons and daughters of Doma shall be given a place here at Swallow's compass. Though they no longer walk with us in life, they walk with us in spirit. Pray, never forget their bravery, that the memories of their legacy give you comfort and strength. Paper. Maroya Motokawa, the aspiring painter. He was a man who saw beauty in all things, and one day would have become a renowned artist in Kugane. Motosu Jito, the warrior in training. He longed to become a samurai like his father and bring honor to his family. Suzushiro Kumi, the carpenter, a man wholly dedicated to his craft, who hoped to one day pass on his talents to his two loving children. Aww. Aww. And lastly, Minato Gaki. Goodness grief, I can't speak. Minato Gaki and her mother-in-law Kisei. Theirs was once a happiness to be envied. Minato's parents were murdered by Imperial soldiers, and after being rescued by the Confederacy, Minato was given into the care of the village of Isari. Though she arrived with a broken heart, it was soon mended by the man who would become her husband, the son of Kisei, who herself had been born to Isari on winds of tragedy. Kisei was a child of the deep, born in Sui no Sato. For her gifts she was exiled, but with her courage and tenacity found a new home on the shores of the Ruby Sea. She was a devoted wife and mother, and though not related by blood, she loved Minato as if she were their own. That is how she lived, how they all lived, and how they should be remembered. Let your hearts swell not with sorrow, but with joy for their memory. Know that proof of their mark left on this world shall remain here, enshrined within the swallow's compass for all eternity. Let us still our voices and in silence pray for their souls, that they may share in the peace we have found. Okay, so I was wrong. Gosetsu was not trying to attempt to bring, like, an item for this. He specifically wanted to train as his white mage. Well, I certainly wasn't expecting battle with the blasphemy as a prelude to the ceremony. At least now we may breathe easy, if only for a short while. The villagers have all returned home, and I believe it is time we do the same. Alright. We had a funeral, choo-choo! We had a celebration, choo-choo! We killed the witch, choo-choo! But she got to be buried here with everyone else, choo-choo! All are free to travel in and out of the enclave. Do you seek passage? Of course I do! Gilman Enclave. Ian. Isn't it a bright and sunny day? We've held a national funeral and slain a blasphemy besides. A rather productive day, would you not agree? The former conscripts will be elated to finally return home. Speaking of returns, I think I speak for all of us when I say your appearance at the Swallow's Compass came as something of a shock, one of your injuries from training. Quite painful for some time, I assure you. Despite my best efforts to reclaim my former skills, my back and hips vigorously protested. I planned to sleep that I might be well rested for the morrow's hunt, but a voice called out to me. I was needed, and so I grabbed my cane and ran as quickly as my ailing body would allow. The cane suits you, Gosetsu, but your mastery of healing magics was a sight to behold, almost as surprising as your resurrection following the fall of Doma Castle. I am still but a novice in dire need of training. 'Tis my hope that I will be able to refine my ascetic arts during my next pilgrimage. So you are leaving then? Worry not, Lord Hien. Should you find yourself in dire straits once more, I shall fly to your side. Not as a samurai, perhaps, but I will nonetheless give our enemies cause to tremble. And with that, I take my leave. Goodbye. He's now a walking healer, not a fighter. Well, though it may be years, if not decades, until we truly make peace with our past, we have turned a corner and begun to heal. We may look to the future, unburdened by grief, ignored, and sadness denied. The path ahead is ever fraught with peril, but we shall walk it with eyes unclouded and with pride. You have done so much for us, for Doma. I wish there was more I could do for you. It's alright. If I may ask one last favor before you leave, please inform our representative at Ratzat that the blasphemy has been vanquished and the people of Doma are safe. With any luck, our experiences here will prove useful to other nations that yet grapple with these beasts. You can count on me. Alrighty. And now we finish up and wrap this one up. Number 4. By going to Ratzat. I'm grabbing who I know we're going to raid out to, because they should still be streaming. Yes. Okay. Oh my god, everyone's dead. That's so funny. Ha! Alright. I will say, the Doman one, this Doman Enclave one, was not as much fun as I would anticipate. Or rather, it wasn't really, like, at my favorite out of all of them, I would say. I feel like we really already got a lot of Doman from Stormblood in general. And I feel like, although this is a nice conclusion, I don't think it was as well written, I would probably say. I don't know if this is the best way of me, like, explaining it. But I feel like we pretty much just... We had a lot of little moving pieces, and it didn't really feel like the important part was the blasphemy in any capacity. I mean, for a lot of these, the blasphemy is, like, the least important part, right? But I feel like this blasphemy was so... just so... non-existent. The problems from the blasphemy was completely just ignored, because there was no problems from this blasphemy. It literally is just the problems of the people, right? And like, if we're talking about it, like, Alamigan had the same thing. Alamigo's situation had kind of a similar thing, right? But because it also had Alda, and as well as the fact that, like, I feel like we had more connections with the people that were the problem, quote unquote, right? We get to have the conclusion of Fordola and Arvendel's, Arvendel's, like, story. We have, like, more of a conclusion for their story, right? And it feels more put together for not just their story, but for the, like, the people in Alamigo. I feel like that was a lot better handled compared to Doman. I mean, Doman, we got the closure for the actual funeral, which we didn't really get. We didn't get the ceremony that Alamigo was meant to have. Right? So I guess that's one thing. We got the people and the love and interest for Alamigo's storyline. But for Doma, we actually got the funeral, right? And like the moment of like connecting the people who had loved and lost during these moments. So I guess in a way that like these are like two halves of the situation, but they're kind of the same story, low key. And like it's just like I understand they are meant to be the same coin because again, both of them are Stormblood, but I don't know. It's I feel like this was the lesser of the two for me. Lady, you have returned. What word from Doma? Everything is fine. The blasphemy is slain. The people are safe. The blasphemy is no more. That is most wonderful news. I must inform the other delegates at once. Thank you again for answering our summons. If another threat should rear its dastardly head, I pray we can count on your assistance again. Of course. Yeah, they're healing the same wounds. They're healing the same wounds. It's just that the way that it is done is slightly different. More than loneliness. Like, it's slightly different. We're healing the wounds of characters that have gone through the pain and suffering that they did with Alamigo, right? But for Doman specifically, we are healing the wounds of the people. But I'm gonna be real with you. Like, I get it. I get it. It's understandable that it's gonna take time, and also the people are important. I just feel like we got like very mini moments for Hien, Yugiri, and also Gosetsu. We got very little mini healing moments. And I don't know, I kind of feel like it was just a lot of little mini things that happened in the Doman version, comparatively. Right? Nobody was a big, like, contender, like a big push. The story of the blasphemy was not a really big problem in there. The Hien's, like, situation, Yugiri's situation, Gosetsu's situation, none of them were, like, really big, moment in here. It was, in the end, the people that were the biggest moment. But I don't know. Maybe I'm being a little silly with how I was thinking about, or how I'm thinking about this. But anyways, we will continue the last part, which is Ishgard. We will finish this up on Thursday, and we will see what happens from there. Okay, so we will start and end on Ishgard, and then we will see what happens from there. I get the feeling I'm going to cry really hard in Ishgard, which is why I don't want to do it right this second. I feel like I want to give a little bit of a breather from me attempting to sob my eyes out again, right? So we're gonna give a moments of reprise for me crying towards the end of the stream, because yeah, I don't want to cry. So yes, we finished two role quests. That's super nice. Very happy about that. So we are going to raid out Thursday. We will complete the role quest, and also we will very likely, I'm gonna put my hands up. I don't know if this is gonna be the case. We will very likely start MSQ on Thursday. We might preemptively start MSQ on Thursday. It kind of depends on how I'm going to feel for Friday, because Friday we are streaming early. On Friday, we're streaming early on Friday because we are going to be watching the Summer Games Awards, or the Summer Games Fest. Okay, we are going to be watching that. So I would hope you guys would be joining me for that, of course. But I don't know how long that's going to take, and I don't know how much energy I'm going to have at the end of it. Genuinely. So it might be a 3.5 hour like show, and then I'm gonna be exhausted after watching it. Who knows? It might be a 2-hour show and we get to continue MSQ. I'm not sure. So we'll see how well that goes. But we will finish the role quest tomorrow, and then we will see how we're going to start MSQ from then onwards. I'll give you my recommendations in DMs. There are choices to be made. Nuclea, please do so. Please and thank you. Alrighty, we are going to be raiding on over to Bunny, because Bunny is currently going through the Kefka fight right now. The Kefka Ultimate. So, I want you guys to go give your love, appreciation, support, and kindness over to Bunny. We love Bunny dearly, please, and thank you. Go give them some kindness, love, appreciation, and consideration. And yeah, they're going to start their next they're going to start their next fight and battle for Kefka. If you guys don't want to see the Kefka fight and you guys don't want to get spoiled on the ultimate, then don't worry about it. Just say hi to Bunny and step out. But I appreciate you guys immensely. Mama. Please take it easy, okay? Oh no. Don't worry about me. Alright, you guys go give Bunny lots of love and appreciation, okay? And take it easy, and again, enjoy the Kefka fight. So I will see you guys not tomorrow, but Thursday. Alright? Bye bye!